are at Starbucks, y'all, and I'm so excited because I'm here with Eric, the gentleman ballroom instructor, Hicks, and he is the featured ballroom lessons teacher for the upcoming single step out. We're gonna be stepping out on Valentine's Day. This Valentine's Day is February 1st already. So, hey Chantel. We are gonna be stepping out. We're gonna have a good time on a day that's reserved for couples. Guess what? The singles, we're gonna be stepping out on that day. So I just wanted to chat with Eric, say hey to the peoples.
Hey, peoples.
And are you excited about being there at the single step out event this Valentine's Day?
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Yes. Now, you've taught at some of my events in the past. What has been your experience? Like, what do you like about them? I mean, what do you think?
I love the idea, Kim. I love the idea that you have created where people get to come and just, it's therapeutic. Dating obviously can have some really high highs and some really low lows.
Yeah.
And it's a great opportunity to express that and share the fact that I'm not the only one going through whatever high, or I'm not the only one going through a certain low.
Right. Are you speaking of like when we did the panel, the party, and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate you sharing that. And also, like this event, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be more like a party event with a couple speakers. We are having, and hey everybody. Hi, Gil. Hi, Keith. Hi, Tammy. It's stepping out on Valentine's Day as we level up 2020. It's a new year, new decade, so it's time for us to step out. And really step out is kind of like step out on faith. And so this will be the first example, but we're going to have fun when we step out on Valentine's Day. So we're going to have Dr. Eddie Connor, the author of 2020 Vision. He's going to share empowering message. And then we're also going to have Felicia Christian, and she's a minister and an author of a book, To Be in His Presence, because guess what? We're celebrating God's love and self-love. How about that? I know you probably heard about that, Eric, like a lot of people doing the whole self-love thing.
Yes.
Yep, so we're gonna, but you know what? God is faithful because self-love is really the God in you. When you love the God in you and you realize that He is inside of you, then you take care of yourself. You take time out, with self-care, to take care of your temple, outwardly, inwardly. That's what I mean when I say self-love, is loving yourself and knowing that you are enough. Because what do you think, Eric? Like a lot of people, do you think people generally, we got a big old light. We got
I'll cover that with my head.
Yeah, there we go.
Big head.
Oh, stop it. You're so funny. Yeah, we got, what do you think about the whole concept of like self-love? Because we hear that word a lot. Like, what do you think of it as a man? Because it's not just a woman's word,
Absolutely.
So what do you think?
I think that as a man, we have to definitely self-love, because we also bring ourselves to the table in a relationship. But really the key is, and I'm not trying to be super biblical, spiritual, I know we're just having a real conversation. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. So that to me is self-love. If you're seeking God first, you're not thinking horizontally, you're thinking vertically. And that's
good.
the self-love, is the vertical aspect of, you're not necessarily dating yourself, but you're loving yourself enough to know, well, my purpose is ultimately for Christ.
Amen.
So that's self-love.
And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's kind of like, even with dating, when we realize the purpose of even dating is to fulfill the mission, then I believe once you have self-love, you'll make better dating decisions, because you're mission-minded in even choosing a mate or who you entertain and date. A lot of times people are like, I attract the same type I attract. But the thing is, it's not, we don't attract people, period. But it's who you entertain, like who you give your number to, give the attention to, give your energy to. That's who you end up, and it may not be the one for you. So I think that's part of self-love too. When you love yourself enough to say no to someone who's not good for you, and you love yourself enough to say yes to someone who is good for you.
Amen.
What do you think about that, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, that's spot on. There is no question that when you're dating, you have to be Christ-minded, because you're thinking about someone who you want to spend the rest of your life with, and that's long-term thinking versus short-term thinking.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, being in love is, to me, short-term thinking, but agape love, truly loving someone for who they are and looking beyond their faults and looking at the purpose of what God intended marriage to begin with. So help me and someone to be a leader for both of you to flourish and do things for God. And then, you're the days when you at your worst, you want somebody to still love you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's where you get that conditional love and that God's love, because even for the event, we're going to be celebrating God's love and self-love.
Amen.
And I'm just so thankful for God's love. I mean, his love has kept me, spared me, even to this day. He continues to just show himself, and I like when you mention about dating with a purpose or knowing your purpose, because it reminds me of like having a purpose partner or dating to discover your purpose partner. And I think when we look at it like that, we can cancel out a lot of people, and we can just cancel out a lot of situations. What they call it, situationships. We can cancel out a lot of situations that we probably shouldn't have been in because we weren't with the right person.
Right.
And a lot of times too, what you think about this, Eric? Like when we meet someone and we're just so attracted to them that we want to make them become the right person, and we try to maybe not even change it, but like mold them. I notice a lot of guys do that. Now, we've been friends for a while. I have a lot of guy friends, and so I'm blessed to kind of get that insight. And what I notice with a lot of my guy friends is that if they like someone, if they're attracted to someone, they may not be like spiritually there, the woman, but it's like they feel like they can change her or make her become something she's not. But then the part that boggles me is like, okay, but then the man will get upset if she's not like submissive, but she's not, that's not in her, that's not her DNA. She may not even be in the church, but a lot of men, they really like to take on that role of like helping a woman become that's not even. So what do you think about that? Do you think it's best to date someone that you are already on the same page, or do you think it's best to just, date someone that you can, mold, or do you think that's wise to try to,
Yeah, I am learning, and look, part of it is the reason why I'm still single and why I love your events is because I get to learn these. I don't have all the answers, so I'm going to give you the answer that I know.
Okay.
Based on the word, and that is, be ye not unequally yoked with unbelievers. And after that, as they say, all is fair in love and war. So in my opinion, you do the best you can. You're right. You really shouldn't try to change the other person as much as you should try to change yourself. As far as I understand at this point, your obedience to Christ, if there's something that they need to change within themselves, they'll change it because of how you treat them and how you show your love for Christ. It's gonna resonate with them so much that they're gonna say, wow, how can I learn more about this particular aspect of their life, because they're able to exemplify where I need to be. So it's kind of like what Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world.
That's good. That's good. All right, we got some, hey Anita, hey Nakia, and hey Eric. Rena says hey.
Hey, Sister Pointer.
Hey. So we are just coming on here and wanted to share. Oh, okay, sweet. Wanted to just share some encouragement and some words, because I'm excited, because in 2 weeks we got Single Step Out on Valentine's Day coming up. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets now, because they are going fast, and I'm so excited because I know it's going to be a great event. And Eric, the gentleman ballroom instructor, Hicks, is prepared to do the ballroom lesson session that night. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have light refreshments, empowerment. We're going to have vendors and giveaways. Oh my goodness, giveaways even from some of the vendors, and they got some good stuff, y'all. It's going to be a blessing. And then also, I'm sure with the self-care piece, if you see something you like, you'll be able to, support them as well. So it's going to be an overall great event, a night of dancing, a night of encouraging words, a night of fun and fellowship, just for us on Valentine's Day. So you can get tickets at singlestepout.eventbrite.com, singlestepout.eventbrite.com. It's $15 in advance, $20 at the door. So, and it's at the VFW Hall, right? On West 9 Mile. And what's the other side street?
Well, it's off of Telegraph.
Okay.
It's just west of Telegraph on 9 Mile, yes.
Yep, so it's just west of Telegraph on 9 Mile. So any final words, or what do you think people should expect when they come to the event, Eric?
Lots of fun.
Yes.
Self-love, fellow believers, and maybe some unbelievers that just want to see how believers get down and have some fun.
Speaking of that, great point, Eric. Bring people, bring your friends, because a lot of times you may not be able to get people to come to church, but they'll be able to come and hear. Oh my goodness. Guess who I didn't mention?
Uh-oh.
Yancey.
Oh, yeah.
Saxophonist Yancey is going to be performing. He's the headliner, Lord have mercy. He's going to be performing that night. So, yes, bring your friends, bring your family. Make this will be a great event for all on Valentine's Day. It's a Friday this year. So, and it's at 8 o'clock, so you got time to kind of, get dressed after work and get refreshed and come on out and see us. Yancey is the headliner, the saxophonist Yancey. He is amazing. And then there's going to be Dr. Eddie Connor, authors Felicia Christian as well. And then we have, I'm just going to probably share a couple words, but, welcome and do the giveaways and stuff like that. And then Eric, the gentleman ballroom instructor Hicks,
yes,
is going to be teaching ballroom lessons and ballroom hustle. So it's going to be a good, awesome time. Bring your friends. It's only $15 in advance. So come on out on Valentine's Day. We're going to have a great, great, great time. All right. So you guys have a blessed night. And as I always say, be and stay encouraged.